Welcome to my kitchen and welcome to March. Spring is just around the corner. Cannot wait. Which means it's just about time to get into some gardening. Get the seeds going, start the germination processes. I can't wait. Cannot wait. This year is going to be a great year for the garden. I got that feeling. Give everybody just a few minutes to come on in, get started. I'm going to get connected to the live stream. Who we got in here this morning? Rick Stumbaugh, good morning. And thank you for moderating this madness today. Hope your Sunday is going well. Hopefully it's not too early for you where you are. I know it is early there. Get connected over to the live. Get connected to the comment section. Here in about 10 seconds I should be loaded up. And we'll go ahead and get started. Let's see who we got coming in. Ronald Coward, good to see you. Good to see you, good to see you. Hopefully we have a big day of likes, subscribers, views, and everything else. But yeah, so today we are going to be making a mountain of breakfast. Now I don't necessarily know what a mountain man breakfast may be, but if there is one, this is probably it. I hope you guys can see okay. Maybe I'll hit these curtains just a little bit more. See if we can't break in some of this light. You get some little better lighting in here. There we go. Okay. We should be all cool and ready to go. So yeah, so we're going to start with a steak, and what we have here is a almost 1 pound New York strip steak. That beard, Honey J. I'm a mountain man. Breakfast should be instinct. Built right into that. Yeah. And it is a beard. We have almost a 16 ounce New York strip. Here we're going to be doing some eggs. We're going to be doing some buttermilk pancakes, sort of, kind of. And what else? Oh, and some potatoes. So we're going to keep it fairly simple. Today we're going to be doing my no sugar buttermilk pancake recipe. If you guys want to check out the recipe for that, that is what it is. If you want a screenshot, I do recommend this one. Except we're going to be making our own buttermilk. We're going to be using some lemon juice, which is just an easier way to make your buttermilk pancakes without buttermilk. So we're just going to be making that real fast here. And I'm actually going to put that, we're going to be doing that first. So we're going to reach into the fridge here and grab out some of our dairy milk, straight from those Jersey cows right outside of town. And we're going to go with a half a cup. Now I know I showed the Heather, good morning, good to see you. What's the crack? And we're going to go ahead and put in, I'm going to half this up because I don't want a full batch of pancakes. So we're just going to go half of that. How is Belfast this morning? And as the president of the We Jeff International Fan Club, I hope my boy is doing well this morning as well. And we're just going to throw a little bit of lemon juice in there. About that much. And we're going to let that curdle for about 15 minutes. And then that's going to be the basis for our buttermilk. There you go. You just made buttermilk. Congratulations. There you go. That's all buttermilk is. We'll let that kind of sit and kind of do its thing. We'll set it off to the side there on one of the trivets. Bring you guys in just a little bit closer, I think. If that's at all possible. Get you in right inside there. There we go. Let's see. Good morning all. Good afternoon from here in Belfast. Doing great. Belfast is doing great. Jeff is doing awesome. He's been watching me do housework all day. So he's exhausted. It does take a lot. He is a little fella. And it does take a lot to watch somebody run a sweeper and dust and all that kind of stuff. So I hope he's doing well. So we've got our steak drying out. I will show real quick our stars of the show today. We're going to be using the Wagner long griddle. the 1148 reissue, which I absolutely love. If you haven't gotten one, get yourself one. And we're going to be using once again, we'll be using the Red Mountain Chicken Fire to do the steak. And that's what we'll be using today for those two things. Those two things are going to do all the work today. So let's get into it. Yeah, pick yourself up some cast iron cure. Absolutely. Well, let's see. So we're going to start heating everything up. We're going to get both burners over there kind of warming up with the long griddle, and we're going to be getting the Red Mountain warmed up. Not too hot. You don't want to overdo your cast iron. You don't want to make it work too hard. There we go. And we'll get started. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make up the batter portion of our pancakes. So we have that sitting there. We want to let it rise for just a little bit as well. I'll move that out of the way. I've got just about a half a teaspoon of baking soda in there already. Then we're going to throw in a half a cup. I have to remember to half all this stuff, or so it's going to all be, or this is going to be nothing but paste. We don't want paste first thing in the morning. So let's get that in there. I do have some good news though. I did end up picking up, well, I haven't picked it up yet, but I did. My mother, Ma Badger, was doing some clearing out at Graham's house, and she found, which has been family lore for a long time, my grandmother's Wagner chicken fryer that she made all of her what was called northern fried chicken. And thanks, Greg. That's a 4-cupper. Everybody should have a 4-cup Pyrex Anchor Hocking measuring cup. Bigger the better, I always say. But yeah, I did get, it has been discovered. I have not gotten it yet. Haven't picked it up yet. But then I get to clean that up because it probably hasn't been used since, I would say, the early 80s. I don't think anybody ever used it after Graham passed away. It's sort of been sitting in the attic doing what things do in the attic, which is nothing but collecting dust and grime and everything else. How was the English? Besides too short. Yeah, she came Thursday evening. Well, she was here when I got home, and then stayed till early Saturday afternoon, and then she had to go to work at the antique store and do things that she does. And I want to do one of that. So we got our half cup of flour in there. I'm going to mix that in with the baking soda. I want to see if there's any other dry ingredients. Oh, and I need to get out about 2 tablespoons of butter and melt that, and we're going to melt that in. So let's do that too. But yeah, she had a good time. We went to her favorite burger joint on Saturday before we made the trek back home, and we went and we saw a movie, and we went to get pizza, and she did really, really well with her presents. So she was pretty happy about that. We're going to do, usually this uses 2 tablespoons, but I'm going to use 1 tablespoon or 1 heaping tablespoon of butter. And I'm going to throw that over onto in the old Desco-ware and let that melt up. If you've never seen the Desco-ware, I highly recommend these. These are great. Billy Lee, how are you this morning? Good to see you. Well, we're going to melt up that butter and get that going in the background. I always call this, I call this one the Ace Frehley pan, because it looks like Ace Frehley's guitar from when I was a kid. I know that's total minutia, but Ming making cameos, yeah, that's basically what it was. And she took a couple days off her full-time job, and but she doesn't like to miss the action at the antique store. I think there's a lot of euchre play. I think she's learning a lot of card games and playing a lot of euchre. And she picked up a pizza. We picked up a pizza for her, the owner of the antique store, from his from his town, the town he grew up in, which he doesn't get to very often. So we picked him up a pizza from his favorite pizza place. Let's finish getting that mixed in. No, there's no sugar, like I said. And then as far as the egg goes, I'm only going to mix in half an egg, and then the Beagle will get the other half of the egg. So that'll be her little side treat this morning, and I will remember to put that egg in there at some point. So we've got that taken care of. And then we're going to put, almost forgot. And I usually put a teaspoon of salt in there, but we're just going to put about a half teaspoon of salt in there. The salt and the baking soda, that's going to be your leavening agent to get that rise along with the egg. So we'll mix that up in there really well. And I'm going to put in a splash, if I can find it, of pepper into this. Just a splish of pepper into my pancake for a little spice. And while I'm thinking about it, why don't we throw in a little bit of nutmeg into there as well, since we're doing that. And I did, for those who complain about my powdered nutmeg, I will have you know that I did pick up a planer the other day while I was out doing what it is I do. A little ginger in there, just a touch of ginger. I did get a micro planer, so for all of you that complain about my pre-powdered nutmeg, I will be getting, and a little bit of ground clove, just a touch, not much. Let's see, Kyle, how are you this morning? Good to see you. Everybody just take a few seconds. People are starting rolling. If you just take a second or two to hit that like button. If you have not already subscribed, please do. Yeah, I'm just doing Badger stuff, man. It's kind of one of those mornings. I'm just wanting a big breakfast. To be honest, I kind of had a bad food week. The pizza burgers that I did really didn't come out the way I wanted. We went to, yesterday, Ming and I went to our favorite bakery called Taste of Europe. And I had been dreaming about their eclairs all week, and I was actually even going to pick up an extra eclair to show you guys these amazing eclairs that they have. And we got there, and they were completely out of eclairs, so I didn't get anything from there. We went to our favorite burger joint Saturday before we went to the bakery to pick up our pastries. And the burger joint that we went to, our favorite place, I ordered really simple because we were eating in the car on the road. I ordered just ketchup, mustard, pickle, and cheese on my burger and got nothing but cheese on my burger. She ordered a double with everything and got a single with, and she did order grilled onions. They did put the grilled onions, they did put the cheese on it, and mayonnaise, and that was all they put on hers. And then we went and got a pizza to watch to watch movies, and the pizza wasn't very good. So it's been like a whole week of not having what I wanted for dinner. And the lobster and steak did turn out on Friday night. Or was it Friday night or Thursday night? Might have been Friday night. The steak and lobster turned out really well. The scallops, I ordered a pound of scallops, sea scallops, and they were pieces of scallops. They weren't even the whole scallop. So when I picked those, and they were wrapped for me when I picked them up, which should have been my first inclination that something was wrong. And they were just pieces of scallops, except for a few that the ones that you folks got to see that I put up. Those were the ones. Can't find my cinnamon, so I'm going to use pumpkin spice for in there. And those were the ones we got. So yeah, it was kind of a disappointing food week. So I'm hoping today will be the day that we get everything on. Yeah, it came out great. The lobster was good. They were rock lobsters. For folks that are lobster aficionados, I am not a lobster I'm not a lobster aficionado, so but I do know the difference between a nice Maine lobster and a little rock lobster. Say rock lobster 5 times fast. Okay, so we've got our flour in here. We've got our salt in here. We've got our baking soda in here. We've got about an egg. I'm gonna mix the egg up and break it down. I'm waiting on the butter to melt, which it might be melted by now. Getting close. Getting close. So, yeah. So the lobsters were good. The scallops were good. The steak was good. I wasn't complaining about that. That was the highlight of my food week. And if you're a food person like me, and you have a disappointing week like that, you you look forward to something really good like this. So let's put it. If you can see it in here, the milk has curdled up. So that's what we're looking for with our buttermilk. So we'll go ahead and add that into there. And then we'll crack an egg into here. And I'm going to mix that up. I'll put the shell back over this way. And then, hello from Portland, Maine, home of the lobster. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You're the guy I need. You see, I have a guy for everything. I always try to have a guy or a gal for everything. And now hopefully Daniel Harrington, 402, welcome in this morning, and maybe you could be my lobster connection, because I need a lobster connection, seafood connection. Get this in here, and then we're only going to put about half this egg in there. There we go. We don't need that whole egg. Plus we need a little bit for Beagle snacks. The Beagle is, I don't know where the Beagle is right now. Beagle's out there doing some sort of, I don't know. We were playing ball a little bit ago, so, and we went for a big walk this morning. And it was like 28 degrees, 27, 28 degrees this morning when we went for a walk. So it wasn't a huge walk. We went about 2 or 3 streets. And then I tapped. She was into it. We'll just fork this together. A nice thick pancake mix. And we're going to throw in a couple drops of vanilla into this. Usually I do a teaspoon, but I'm the guy, family on Peaks Island. There we go. There we go. Peaks Island. I got to tell you, I don't know where Peaks Island actually is, but so you don't have to tell me like the zip code or your actual address, but where exactly in Maine would that be? Because you definitely have my attention now, 100%. I do send. I have folks in Owl's Head and that buy a lot of cast iron cure for whatever reason. The whole area of Owl's Head uses my cast iron my beeswax cast iron seasoning, which is pretty cool. Let's see. So we've got our pancake mix. I shouldn't have done it. I'm sitting here kind of hanging out in my kitchen working on the island. And I'm doing everything on the other side. I should be doing it right here where you folks are. Let me check the screen, the shot. There we go. Move you guys down just a little bit. But yeah. And I think it's cool. I think it's cool because Owl's Head is like, yeah, you grab the cast iron cure on eBay. Actually, here in a minute, I made a big batch of cast iron cure last week, and I have a bunch pre-packaged up. And I will show that here toward the end. Okay, that's looking pretty good. It still needs a little bit of butter in there. We still need to get our tablespoon of butter into this. It's been sitting over here melting up. And we'll pour that in just a little bit at a time. And I'll show the folks out there what it looks like to get a little bit of cast iron cure. I think you'll really like it if you see it. Handsome Stone, good morning to you. Thank you again for the jam and marmalade. We are going to be using that in one of the live streams very, very directly. So there's our butter into there. It's cool. I can turn that off. But we will be using that. I wanted to do sourdough pancakes, but I have not had a chance to mess with my sourdough in the last couple weeks. And so I'm going to be activating my sourdough starter this week because I'm really, really needing some. Peaks is only three miles from Portland Harbor. Okay, very cool. So you're right on the you're on the edge, man. You're on the Atlantic side of Maine. Very cool, very cool. I've always wanted to visit Maine. I never have. Maine and New Hampshire are on my, because I want to go to White Mountains and in New Hampshire. There's a particular inn that I'd like to go to and have breakfast and do some lobster in there and some seafood fishing in Maine. There we go. All right. Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up this morning. I know it's maybe a little boring, but we're about to start cooking here directly. I have my potatoes. I did soak my potatoes from yesterday. Don't make fun of my plastic container. It was right there in the front, but we have some potatoes, and I did, I also put, with the potatoes, I did squeeze some lemon in here in place of vinegar to keep the color. That is one way to keep your potatoes from turning black if you're going to soak them overnight, which I did. And so I squeezed a little bit of lemon into that as well. And I'm going to drain those off and we'll grab a colander down from over here. A little flannel cam in the background. Morning, Badger. Oh, hey, lovely. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you. I'm going to set these back and we're going to let these drain. We'll let the potatoes drain into the old colander for just a little bit, and then we'll throw those on. Those have been sitting. Got to run to the store. Yeah, pick me up. Yeah, check my list and see what I need while you're at the store. I need wok oil. I'm out of wok oil. I cannot find my beloved House of Saying wok oil anywhere but Amazon, and it's like 3 times more than it is at the store. Wok oil is really cheap. Generally, it's about $5 or $6 a bottle, and every place I go to see if I can order it online, it's $15. So the frugalness, my frugalness keeps me from picking it up online, even though it would be convenient and I would have a lot. Good morning, Dolly. How are you? Doll7. I'm sorry, Doll7. Good morning. Love the colander. That was also Graham's. Yes, that was Graham's. She bought that. She got that. They used to, in the neighborhood that she lived in, and the house is still there. They used to have the obligatory guy on a cart, horse-drawn cart, and he would sell aluminum products, housewares on his cart, and that was off the cart from gosh knows when, probably the 40s or 50s. Danielle, Ohio. Oh, somebody asked, we're about broadcast. Yeah, from the Ohio Valley, right here in west central Ohio. North, pushing the north part, almost northwestern Ohio. Let's see, so we got our griddle is heating up over here. And I think, let's get that, I want to get that that chicken fryer up to snuff. But what we've done with the steak this morning, like I said, it's about a 14, 15 ounce, just under a pound steak, strip steak, butcher cut, straight from the butcher yesterday. And what I did was I salted it, I let it sit overnight on the rack, and then I didn't oil it and I just salted and garlic powdered it, and that's it. No pepper, no anything. Are we having steak and eggs? Yes, we are having steak and eggs. We're gonna have buttermilk pancakes, no sugar buttermilk pancakes. We're gonna have a couple eggs. We're gonna have some diced potatoes, and that's what we're having. And then we're gonna break out. I will show you guys the cast iron cure here in just a little bit once we get toward the end. There's potatoes that are already diced up. I didn't figure anybody would want to sit around and drink coffee and watch me peel potatoes, but that's what we did right now. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna bring you guys over to here. Let's see. Bring you over this way. And we'll get in front of the actual business end of what we're doing here this morning. Oh, as I bang the camera. Bring the cords with me. I brought cords this morning so we could bring it over with the light. I didn't know how the lighting would be in here today, so because it's pretty gloomy out and all that. Let me just unplug a couple things and there we go. Let me just move a cord around. So my cameraman, my cameraman's on strike, so and he's not very, since I'm the cameraman and I'm not that great at it, just kind of bear with me a little bit. So we've got the Red Mountain over here, and I like using the chicken fryers for steaks because it keeps the splatter down. So let's see. I was there yesterday sipping hot cocoa. Where were you? That's a mean looking steak. Yeah, thank you. My boy and brother who drove from Toledo are at Bike Week. Oh, okay, yeah, Bike Week's this week. I wish I could see who that was. Is that Candace? Everybody drove from Toledo. I was just in Bowling Green yesterday. I was up in Bowling Green area yesterday. So let's see here. We got that, and we've got the griddle going. The griddle will be toward the end, but we'll do the potatoes, the pancakes, and the, I do need to get a plate down at some point. A little flannel canvas. I reach past everyone. There we go, and we'll get our serving plate down. I'm not getting a very good shot of that. Well, let me move you guys over this way. Move you guys over that way. There we go. And we get a little bit of everything here. Because my shot is not that great this morning. I don't know what, maybe I hit something with the camera. The lens, which lens I'm using. That's some pretty iron. Thank you very much, Dan. Our snow is gone. Spring has sprung in Texas. Debbie White. I have an Aunt Debbie White. That's sort of ironic. I have an Aunt Debbie White. Let's see. Smash the like button, folks. Yes, please. Please smash the like button. So we've got this heating up, which is heating up very well. That's actually right about where I want it. So I think things are getting to about where we want them to be. That's getting up there. I usually keep this about 3. So once that's heating up, we're going to go that route. Something's kind of smoking down there. That'll go away. It'll go away. We've done a lot of things on this stove the last couple days. Steak and lobsters. And I'll tell you what, I do love steak and lobster a whole bunch. But lobster, man, it's so easy to make, but can be so messy for whatever reason. Scotty, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. And we'll get down a little bit of oil. We're mostly going to be using butter, but I am going to use just a little bit of avocado oil to get everything going. Wow, we've only been at this a half an hour. That's pretty crazy. Let's break open let's break the cap on our honey and get that going. This was right down the road as well. Hopefully I can get this off here. Okay. These are wax sealed. So hopefully get that off there without any issues. I just picked that up on last Monday. Picked it up Monday. Hopefully I can get that thing off of there. There we go. It's working its way out. Just try not to get any wax back into the inside. There we go. Very cool. Because I'm not going to use maple syrup today. I'm just going to go straight honey with that. So there we go. All right. So let's get our steak. Let's get our steak ready to go in. We'll get our, maybe our potatoes first. Maybe our potatoes first. Let's do the potatoes first, because this is all going to come together really, really quick. So I'm trying to figure out which way I want to go. Which way I want to go with all this stuff. Okay. So let's get the potatoes going on the back part. And I'm going to reach across you guys again. A little beard and flannel cam. And we'll get these potatoes on there. Because the potatoes are probably going to take a little bit of time. So we'll just drop a little bit of oil onto here. Avocado. And then we'll get a spatula out. Get our spatula ready for all this. Which spatula did we want to use? We'll use both these. That moved around. Oil back there. I don't want to. I always tend to skimp on the oil, and today I don't want to do that. So we'll do these on the bigger burner in the back, and we'll throw those on and get those going. See that okay? See the potatoes there in the back. There you go. You guys to miss out on the potatoes. I think I made way too many potatoes. That's kind of a big chunk. They're kind of bigger chunks too. Get those on there. Some of that oil up here. There we go. There we are. That going. That should be enough potatoes for right now. There we go. We'll just let those kind of marinate. We'll put a little salt and pepper on them. Salt and pepper. Get those going up. Yeah, you see, yeah, it'll need a minute. But I think we're just about ready for the steak as well. Because like you said, Rick, it is going to need a little time to rest. Reginald, good morning. How are you? And then we'll bring you guys over here with those sitting there. And then we will get you guys in that way. We'll toss some oil into that. Once again, we'll be using a little bit of avocado oil. Get that moved around. Get that all even in there. There we go. I'm actually more excited about being on a carb-restricted diet. Not restricted really, but I just haven't been eating a lot of carbs. The thing that I'm biggest excited for is the pancakes and the honey. That's what I'm really looking forward to. So we've got our steak in there. I've got my steak setting at just about a little over 4. Just kind of hot. And we're going to slap a little bit of butter in there. Tone of fudge cake out of the oven. I'm working on a loaf of dill bread. Man, I'll tell you what, Rocket, I have been looking at tunnel of fudge cake myself. And I am all in on some tunnel of fudge cake. I think it's about time that I get out one of my, the bunt pans and start making some tunnel of fudge cake a priority in my life. So let's set that for 5 minutes, 6. We'll give it 6 minutes. We've already seasoned it. Got our butter down. We're going to throw another pat of butter on the top. Onion beard is hard to remove. It is. But I use beeswax in my beard, so I'm kind of used to that. But you got to make sure that you have really good filtered beeswax, or you will have honey in your beeswax, and that is not cool. I went over, I think I did tell you guys about the guy that tried to sell me beeswax, and he said, oh man, I try to keep it natural, I'll leave the honey in it. And I was like, dude, I cannot use your beeswax. And he's like, well, you're used to using that stuff you buy on off the internet. And I'm like, no, I buy my beeswax from a farm in Amish country right down the road. I've never bought online beeswax in all the years that I've been doing beeswax stuff. And he just couldn't get his head around the fact that it needed, for what I needed, it needed to be filtered better. It has to be filtered 3 times, not once. Good morning, Carolyn. How are you? Well, I love having you watch me cook, Carolyn. Thank you so much. And the batter we got a nice thick batter for the pancakes as well. Got a little cinnamon in there. We got some nutmeg, a little bit of ginger in there. Should be really good. Buttermilk and no sugar. We didn't need the sugar. So we're gonna let that go. Got about 4 minutes to flip the steak. Come back over here, check out how the potatoes are doing. Potatoes are like kind of low and slow. Pop those up just a little bit, not a lot. Don't need to be doing a whole lot of stuff to them. And we will toss a little butter back there because they need that. Watching from Detroit. What's going on in D-Town? Very cool. I am going up to Detroit this summer and watching a Tigers game. Because as an avid baseball fan, I absolutely love Tiger Stadium. And living in Northwest Ohio, I grew up a Mud Hens fan. Oddly enough, being a Reds fan, but also a huge Mud Hens fan. I've got all the gear. Where did you acquire that skillet? I got this. I got the Red Mountain BSR. I got at Goodwill, $30. One of the best scores I've ever got. Brockhaven, we picked up a real nice BSR number 7. Red Mountain yesterday. Oh wow, that's very cool, man. Yeah, I go to Detroit about once or twice a year. There's a Greek restaurant in Greektown that I like to go to as well. I can never remember the name of it. I always have to look it up. But it's where they do the orange liqueur cheese that catches on fire and they yell oompa. I like to go up there about once or twice a year and have that. Do some gyros and baklava from there. Watching 50 miles down the road from Badger. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, plus glad you could show up. Let's do the rest of your day, folks. I subbed, so I'll be back and hook up to you and some fresh Maine lobster. Man, dude, I'm telling you, there's an email in my bio. Don't be afraid to use it. Especially when we're talking Maine lobsters. I would so appreciate that. I always like I said, I always like to have a guy. I like to have a guy or gal for everything, and a Maine lobster would be great. And thanks so much for liking and subbing. We could use all the likes and subs we can get. Let's see. Oh, you'll be at the game? You go to Tigers games? Very cool, very cool. I just love Tiger Stadium. And I'm not an American League guy, but the Tigers, they always have a great team. They're fun to watch. The Mud Hens being the farm system is just a great organization to watch and go to. It's so Fifth Third Field in Toledo is a great stadium. Absolutely phenomenal stadium for minor league baseball. Let's see how these are doing. They need another minute or so. We'll add a little more oil. Don't want any sticking going on there in the back. Drop a little olive oil on there just to say we did it over those potatoes. I remember, yeah, I did put a little bit of butter on there on the back on the potatoes in the back. Let's see, I must have been Must have been a lot of box tops. Man, I remember we saved. Actually, speaking of baseball, my middle daughter used to save up the box tops from the ice cream cone things, drumsticks, so she could get an Adam Dunn bat. That was the last time and there was another thing that she did. It was the mini from honeycomb cereal, where you get the mini bobbleheads of all like the big players of the day when she was little. So they're still back there in the bedroom. She had all those things. So there was 6 minutes on that side. Let's throw 5 minutes to the wind over here on the steak and see how it did. Oh yeah, there's a nice sear. Nice sear on that steak. Ooh, that fat on the corner, nice and crispy. I will take that. And like I said, there's really not much. I'm going to throw a little pepper on the side, but there's no reason to season it. It's been sitting and marinating in salt and garlic powder for about the last, what time is it now? Noon. It's been marinating in that for about an hour and a half, drying out. Steven, good morning. How are you? Yeah, Sharita, please come back. The mud hens was the Corporal Cleaner's favorite team. Yeah, 100%. I actually have a mud hens Jamie Farr bobblehead, believe it or not, that I got as one of their promotional things years and years and years ago. Probably about 15 years ago, 10 years ago. But yeah, it's back in my room, back in my bedroom. So yeah, I got a little baseball card. I got a memorabilia, not a big memorabilia collection, but I got autographs at the Mud Hens games, and we used to go to Reds Fest every year when it came to a city near us. Check on our potatoes here in the back. They might be in need of a flip. Let's check these out, see how they're doing. Oh yeah, those are looking good. Well, I knew the potatoes would take a minute. So we'll get some going on there. They're not sticking or anything. Get a good flip on these bad boys. Yeah, these aren't sticking. These Wagner, these new reissue 1148 griddles are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. They're definitely worth it. And I think that I've really been thinking about getting that 1149 from the antique store, Wagner griddle from the 50s, and bringing it home and giving it some new life. Oop. One thing about playing with griddles, you gotta be quick. Really quicker than that. Throw that back on there. That should be just about the right amount of potatoes. There's a better flip than that. There we go. You guys in the shot? I got you guys in the shot okay? Yeah, you guys aren't bad. Spread these out. Kind of get other sides of this. You gotta need a different spatula. You get a different spatula out. I know I've got another spatula here that's just perfect for doing this. And that's this one. There we go. That's a little better. Get those over there. Potatoes on there. Got them spread back out. There we go. Those spread back out. Get all four sides of those potatoes. Get everything back on the ground here where it belongs. Little terra firma. Got about 3 minutes left about 2.5 minutes left on the steak, and then we'll rest that. And then we'll throw everything else back on. Let's see, where's the egg? Yeah, the eggs are coming up. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Smoking Bears, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, you got one of these. You got yours the cool way. I'm trying to actually I've been talking to the folks at Lancaster about it. Acquiring some Lancaster stuff from those good folks there. They actually sent an email and said they have checked out the channel, which I thought that was kind of cool. steak's looking fairly good. We got about 1.5 minutes left on that, but I'm going to start taking the steak's temperature and we're going to see where that's at. There we go. See if we're about to where we need to be, which I got a feeling we're about where we need to be. We are about where we need to be. We are where we need to be. We're at about 130, 125, one portion says 140. So we're going to pull this off and let this rest on that big plate back there for about maybe 10 minutes. I don't need the steak to rest very long. That's never been my big thing, to rest the steak. But we will rest this one. There we go. There we are. We'll turn that off. We don't need this anymore. So we're going to just focus on, let's put that to the back actually. Move this out of the way. There we go. Boom. We're finished. Finished with that, with the Red Mountain. We'll just concentrate on this stuff back here while we let that steak is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Maybe throw a little bit of this on there, just to make it, just to kind of keep it honest. There we go. That's looking good. Get some heat turned up on this. Turn this heat down because that's where I'm going to make my pancakes here shortly. Yeah, and so 5 minutes aside, we hit 135, which is a little higher than 120 in some spots, 135 in others. The potatoes are coming along. We'll use this other spatula. There we go. And we're going to check the comments. We're going to see what's going on in the comment section. My favorite part of doing these is the comment section. Got my back sort of turned away. So the potatoes are starting to look pretty good, which means we can get on some other things here. There we go. These all sizzling up. Let's see, awesome super chat. Thanks, Scotty. There's that magnificent beard. Thank you so much. Why is the Beagle sporting a beard? She is, I don't know. She's pretty clean cut. She's smooth. That's how we like the Beagles. We like to keep the Beagles smooth. I think that's how she likes it, and that's how she likes it. She's been getting a lot of, since it's shedding season, she's been getting a lot of undercoat brushing when we've got a table set up out in the garage. I put up kind of like a card table or portable table for like having picnics and stuff. One of those bigger ones. So she's been out there on her table getting groomed here on Saturdays. She didn't yesterday, so because Ming was here, we were on the road, and we were on the road all day yesterday. So she'll be getting a grooming this afternoon. Getting her weekly brushing. Should be getting smoothed down. Should actually be using an actual smoothing brush on the dog. She digs the brush. She digs the brush, and she also is a huge fan, believe it or not, of the lint brush. She loves the lint brush. That's one of the ways I keep the hair down to a bare minimum, is I would use the lint brush on my jackets and stuff before I would leave the house because of the dog. And she used to sit and wag her tail and watch me use the lint brush on my coats and sweaters. And so she was wagging her tail, and I thought, well, why don't we try it and lint brush you? And she absolutely loves being lint brushed. Loves it. Absolutely loves being lint brushed. You've done that too? Put their potatoes in the microwave 5 minutes to help speed up the cooking process. Not very often, but once or twice. Billy Lee, you guys are talking about something totally different. Okay, so we got our potatoes. Potatoes are rounding. They're rounding third and heading for home. So we're going to start with, we're going to start stacking some pancakes here. So we're going to start doing all that. So we're going to throw some butter down here. get those going. I'm not really big on the oil for the pancakes. I know some people put oil down for pancakes. That's not one of my, let's see. I'm too old to hurry. I feel you there. I feel you there. My hurrying days have definitely went by the wayside. Billy Lee. Let's see, get a good amount of butter on here. And I couldn't remember if I'm using, I can't remember what was on the dish, because I had Ming get out a new butter for on the dish, and I don't know if she put salted butter or if it's unsalted butter on the dish. So I'm trying to keep the heat low because I don't want to burn the butter. But we are going to get some pancakes going on here. Who doesn't like a nice lint brush? Yeah. The Beagle loves it. There we go. Get our pancakes. Those already smell good. Those already smell great. And the potatoes smell. Man, this all smells really good. I cannot wait to dig in. Cannot wait to dig in. So we get that going. And hopefully we get a bubble here pretty quick. Keep going with our potatoes. Oh, there we go. There, now they're starting to really look good. You get a nice golden brown on those. The heat's just about perfect for that. Okay. Oh, I love a good diced tomato. I love a good diced potato. I think I like that. I like that. Just I am a big fan of the hash brown patty, but man, a good diced potato, man, it just doesn't much compare to that. They are tasty, especially with a ton of salt on them. Crank that heat up just a little bit. Get our pancakes going. The only thing I don't like about not doing sourdough pancakes is they're not as fluffy as doing a sourdough. Sourdough seems to do that. Our cats hate to be brushed. When she's 20 years old, I guess she's in Thailand. Yeah, she's probably had about enough. She's like, man, I've had enough of this stuff. I know I'm not, I've been being brushed for many years myself, and I'm not a big fan of it either. The less brushing I have, the better I like it. I can tell you that. Man, I'm about ready to taste one of these. Just another couple minutes. So I'm not rushing the potatoes. I'm not rushing them. I'm just going to get them all nice and crispy. I'm not rushing breakfast, man. It's Sunday morning breakfast. There's no reason to rush. Here it's crappy out. It's cloudy. It's like 30 degrees. I got no interest in going outside. I've got leaves, and I put, instead of like usual, when I plant grass seed in spots that need grass seed planted, instead of using straw this year, I wanted to experiment with using the old leaves, and that was a great idea till the last couple weeks the last week when all the snow went away and everything's kind of dried out. We haven't had that rain yet, and now they're all on my patio, and there's just nothing covering the grass seed outside. Let's see how these are looking. So the first pancake's always kind of not the best pancake. Yeah, we could be using a little more heat there in the front, but it still looks, it's nice and crispy on the outside. Can you hear that? Nice and crispy. This doesn't have that brown that I like. I even sneak in some garlic into the garden, or into what? Rick, I missed that one. Moving along too slowly. Looks like the pancake is ready to burn, moving along too slowly. I don't think that looks burnt at all. That's pretty goldeny brown. I actually could have used another minute or so, I think, in all honesty. But it's nice and crispy. I did turn the heat up just a little bit. And we'll just give that about a minute on that other side. And then we'll pour out some smaller pancakes. Because I do got to make room for the eggs. And I'm about ready to pull these potatoes here in just a second. And one thing that I've been forgetting at the store the last couple weeks has been Tabasco sauce. And a breakfast just isn't the same without Tabasco sauce on it. At least a little bit somewhere. So there we go. I'll take that pancake. And then we'll just do some little ones. Do a couple little ones. There we go. And that was just about perfect for one person. About half that batch. And we'll start pulling these potatoes here in a second. I don't want to pull them too quick. They are doing pretty well. There we go. Yeah, I like that. It'll take a lot. Take that. How about one more turn, and it's going to be breakfast. There we go. All right. I keep forgetting black pepper when I shop. Yeah, everybody always has something. Griddle cooking up delicious. Girl Dad cooking up delicious. Good to see you this morning. Good to see you. We're going to turn that heat down because I'm going to do my eggs back here. And I think our potatoes are about finite. Those are good to go. We'll stack those up right next to the steak. Move that pancake out of the way because we are on our way. These are finished. There we go. I don't want my steak to get much colder. There we go. Potatoes over there, right in that steak juice. There we go. Oh, that'll be good. There we are. A little bubble on the pancakes. Just a little bit more. We'll let those go. And if we burn them, we got a little bit more. Get some cast iron cure. Yes, please get some cast iron cure. Remind me, Rick, before we sign off today, I'll show you guys how the cast iron cure comes to you folks, which I think is important to see because it's packaged really nice. It has its own individual bag. They are shrink sealed, every container, so you know they haven't been tampered with. They definitely, the presentation is definitely there, and the product is great. We got some pancake flipping to do. About right there. I'd say that's pretty cool. We gotta give that a minute to kind of cool down because we're gonna have some over easy eggs. A little butter on there. Crack a couple eggs. Yeah, definitely sell it on eBay because it is safe. But we are going to be moving to Etsy. We're going to be kind of getting away a little bit from eBay. eBay's just not. eBay is. I'm having trouble with promotion from eBay, so we're going to also go to Etsy as well. Eggs on there. Throw that back there. Let that kind of cool down a little bit. Salt, pepper on the first egg. And as soon as the eggs are done, we will be done. We'll be eating. I'm going to put some butter on that first pancake. Get that layered up. There we go. Slap that onto there. And we're going to bring it back over to the island here to do the final reveal on all this stuff. There we go. Seems to be going pretty well. There we go. One egg. Give that just another second. Oh, somebody has invaded the Beagle space. You can hear over the jazz music in the background. Somebody has made the mistake of walking down the street. Probably walking another dog in the Beagle's area. One egg done. I'm going to throw a little bit of olive oil down for the next part. Move that around just a touch. The griddle's getting a little dry. You don't want a dry griddle. And we've thrown enough butter on there that the flavor's still going to be there. So we're cool on that. There we go. Egg shouldn't stick. There we go. Keep knocking these off. Just take them off. We'll just take them off. Salt, pepper. And we are rounding home. We are rounding third and heading for home. There's the Beagle. I don't know if you guys can hear the click clack of the Beagle, but there she is. Keep the likes coming. Yeah, what are we at with the likes? Oh, man. That 50 is an elusive number for this channel. For some reason, I don't know why. I need to start doing makeup tutorials while I do this. People seem to bang the like button when there's a makeup tutorial anywhere near it. Brown eggs are harder to open than white eggs in my area. No kidding. That's kind of an interesting thing, to be honest. I guess white eggs kind of tend to crack a little easier for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm no egg expert, so I just know they're good, especially with cheesy mushrooms. Oh, and we got a little bit for the beaks. We got a little bit of a little egg over here for the Beagle, so we'll get that on there. Can't forget Beagle eggs. She does like a nice scrambled egg in the morning. So who am I to be the one to stop that from happening? Who am I to get in the way of a Beagle and her eggs? Beags, you want some eggs? One nice scrambled egg. There we go. Boy, that didn't take long. Alright. She'll find him here in a minute. And the last egg here. And then as soon as we're done with that, we'll do our reveal. And there we go. Beverly, how are you this morning? Good to see you. We give our chickens crushed oyster shells, brown egg layers. Eggs are hard to crack. Hit them like you mean it. Oh, because of the oyster shells? Oh, that's pretty neat. I would have never thought of that. I don't even need the heat anymore. We're done with the heat. Everything's done. And we didn't make a huge mess today, which is kind of, one, unusual, and a nice kind of extra that I'm not used to. Usually it's an absolute absolute tornado here in the morning. Or afternoon, however you want to look at it. Probably morning for a lot of folks. And the eggs are done. Oh, those eggs are perfect. There we go. Let's swing you guys around here. We'll do the big breakfast reveal. And you guys back over this way. We're here and we'll try out our breakfast. Slap a little honey on these pancakes. Butter's already melted. And there we go. Mountain Man breakfast. I will take it. Let's throw some honey on that. Hopefully without any wax in it. There we go. It's a little late for coffee for me. Or I'd like to have a nice big cup of coffee to go along with this. Grab a fork and a knife, and let's try it all out. Let's see how you guys. There we go. Mountain Man breakfast. Let's try that. Let's check out this steak first of all. See how we did with that. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll take that. Mmm. 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 That is delicious. Just bought, we give our dogs scrambled eggs daily. Just bought 60 dozen, plus our older natives, they can't get around. Oh, man, 60 dozen? That is a lot of eggs. Where's the toast? No toast. No toast today. I didn't feel like making bread. There we go. A little better look at everything. That's what they, that's what the pancakes are for. Our pancake out. That honey, man, that honey smells great. Man, those pancakes are great. The no sugar pancakes are a little denser. They're not as fluffy. But man, a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg, and pumpkin spice. Boy, that's really knocking it out with a little bit of pepper in there. Yeah, coffee is good for you. It's just I had my coffee this morning, and then the supplements I take, that has caffeine in it too. So Costco Business Center, 30 dozen, $24. That's amazing. Need a little ketchup for the. I do need to get a little ketchup for my potatoes. It's one of the few things I like ketchup on. Is potatoes. It's like potatoes, hamburgers, fries and burgers. That's about the extent of my ketchup. But gotta have it, and a lot of salt. Let's check out the center of this. Boy, this is looking good. There we go. Check the steak out. Man, the steak came out really nice. I'm pretty good about that. I'm pretty happy with that. Especially, man, if you're gonna pay for a steak, you want it to come out nice. That's good. Try our potatoes. A little salt on there. A little more salt. And a spoon. Especially after it's been kind of the one sitting in that steak juice. Dab that ketchup on there. Nice and crispy on the potatoes. That came out really, really nice. I'm surprised the beagle's not out here. Eggs. I think somebody just bought some, picked up some cast iron cure. Try our eggs. Give that a go. It's only at the business. It's only at the business Costco. Oh, okay. Kind of makes sense. That makes sense. The business distribution. Some of these potatoes in here. Man, that's good. And these pancakes are good. They're not, like I said, they're not super fluffy. And I never have like fluffy pancakes with the no sugar recipe that I use. But is what it is. You want the beagle? see if we can get the, let's see if we can roust up that beagle somehow. Biggs, you want some chicken? There we go. I knew that'd get you. She had steak this morning. She actually had steak this morning for breakfast already, so I don't want to give her a whole ton. And she's working. She's got her security vest on, so she is working right now. She's on duty, so this is more just like a break for her. Move the camera up a little bit. Yeah, she's on duty, so she can't have too much, but she can have a little bit of. She thinks I just say chicken. Can I get a spin, kid? Can you give me a spin? There you go. Walk on over. There you go. I always forget she's got to be on the mat to do all this stuff. Let's go get another one. She just. Oh, you still got eggs over there. You didn't find your eggs yet. You're gonna be napping all day. Get a piece of the steak here. Can I get another spin? Can I get one more? Oh yeah. There you go. Thank you. Everybody loves a good spin. Yeah, she's a working dog, man. That's what she does. Can you sit? You can catch it? Nice job. I think I think that one went right down the pipe. But yeah, let me go grab some cast iron cure real quick. It's just on the other side of the wall, and I'll bring that back. We'll show you guys that real quick. Sorry for the dead air. I should have had this. I never think about the cast iron cure until it's time to talk about it. We'll come back over here onto the cutting board. But when you do order the cast iron cure, it does come in a burlap sack that you can reuse. A lot of folks like get the magnets and they hang it up, like kind of up off their stove. As I undid the knot. But it comes in a nice little bag. You get a bag with it. And opens up. Comes out. I hope I don't. There we go. And then I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's every single one is shrink sealed. It's got the ingredients on the front. And that's how it comes to you. And it's always free shipping as well. Every time it's free shipping. You pick it up on eBay. SG Plains, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. But you can pick that up on eBay. The shipping is free. The cost is what it is. There are two different listings. There's a single tin, and then there's a bundle, which is 2 tins, which is cheaper. But it also comes. Each one comes with the bag, and each one comes with free shipping. So doesn't matter which one you do, but the one is definitely cheaper than the other one by a few bucks. So that is how it is, and it's great. I use it to season. I use it to condition as a daily instead of oil. That doesn't go rancid on your cast iron. Like say, after I wash this bad boy, clean this bad boy up right here, I will dry it on the stove. I'll rub a little bit of cast iron cure on there, wipe it off, and it'll be ready to sit on your rack or on your shelf indefinitely without getting rancid or getting sticky. And if it ever does get a little bit, if you do notice a little sticky after it cools down, all you gotta do is rub it off with the same rag that you just rub it off with a dry rag, kitchen towel, whatever, and it comes right off. You don't have sticky stuff. So we do cheap the best. Yeah, stuff is good. Stuff is awesome. I've never used anything else. It smells good when you put it on. Instead of smelling like Crisco or oil, it actually smells like honey and has a little bit of a floral scent. So go pick you some up. It's really inexpensive. I try to keep prices down so anybody can afford to keep their cast iron looking great. Anyway, let's jump back over to, now that I'm done plugging my product, let's jump back over here, get a look at the beagle, and then back over to the plate. Maybe we can get a shot of the plate and the beagle. Let's do that. Because I'm starving. I'm just about ready to jump out of here, finish my breakfast, and get on with my Sunday. Keeps my truck clean. Just kidding. But anyway, I'm going to jump off here. It was great, everybody, to show up. Check out this week for more content and more stuff coming out. I wasn't able to do much last week with being Ming's birthday and all the travel and everything else. But we do have a lot of stuff coming up. It's gardening season, so there's going to be tons of content coming out directly. So keep your notifications on. Thanks everybody who subscribed today. I greatly appreciate it. Hey Senga, what's going on? Good to see you. You changed your moniker. But yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up. I'm really excited. This is my time of year. Spring is my time of the year. Spring and summer, to be honest. I'm not much of a winter guy because it's boring. But yeah, thanks everybody showing up. Rick and Greg, thank you so much for moderating this madness. I really appreciate it. And everybody who liked and subscribed and took the time to come and hang out with us on Sunday, I really appreciate that too. But I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to finish my breakfast, get back to my day, and let you guys get to your day. Yeah, we absolutely have. This channel has the best audience on YouTube, bar none. But I'm going to jump out of here, and I hope everybody has a great Sunday and a great week. And as always, see you.